The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hello and welcome to Open, the one and only talk show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Cristina Pagan, your host, filling in for Rina Valentin. Today's show is all about fun in the Bronx, and here's a peek of what's in store. First up, our Open Weekend Preview is filled with new things to do around the city. Then the president of the Bronx LGBTQ Center is here to talk to us about some events happening this month that keep the LGBTQ community together. After that, it's time for Riverdale Riverfest, and Tracy Shelton is here to tell us what fun activities we can expect next weekend. And Bobby C is still gone this week, but it's all in your favor, sports fans. The Sports Roundup has all the floor action from the NBA Finals for you. And in the Open Artist Spotlight, we groove to some bachata. So stick around because all of that is headed your way next, because we are officially open. Good morning and welcome back to Open. Stay in touch with us. Check us out on Twitter at BronxNetTV or on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. Send us all your questions, comments, ideas, and we'll read them on a future edition of Open. So let's get started. Up first is our Open Weekend Preview. First up, a free concert in Bronx's Real Little Italy. Joining with Make Music New York, the Real Little Italy in the Bronx brings a free outdoor concert to the first day of summer, which just happens to be today. Starting at 5 p.m. today, an exciting lineup including past contestants on American Idol will celebrate the official beginning of summer right here in the Bronx. More details can be found by going to www.bronxlittleitaly.com or calling 347-628-9300. Next, rustic fencing and trellising. Learn how to make charming rustic fencing and trellises from a real rustic furniture maker. Learn what types of wood are best to build a trellis and take it home. Participants should bring bagged lunch and water. For more, you can call 718-885-1461 or email info@bmm.org. And finally, Neverland at El Museo del Barrio. Antonio Ramos, most recently a part of Hostos Community College's Young Roots performance series, strikes out on his own to craft a piece dedicated and inspired by homeless LGBT youth. A performance with joyous energy brings to light often dark subject matter. The performance includes scenes of nudity, however, so discretion is advised. And that's Wednesday, June 26th at 6:30 at El Museo del Barrio on 1230 Fifth Avenue and 104th Street. For more on El Museo del Barrio, check out their website at www.elmuseo.org or email sspah@elmuseo.org. And that's all for this week. Even our friend Gail is on vacation this week, learning more about peace journalism, I'm sure. But we're not alone in the studio because DJ Vince Bracey is here. Vince, how have you been?
Happy Friday, Christina.
Happy Friday, Vince. How you doing?
It's nice to see you.
It's nice to be here. I feel so good. I was pampered this morning. I had makeup done.
Oh, man, it's got to be great.
I never get my makeup done when I'm here on Wednesday.
I never get my makeup done anywhere. And
you
I'm
need
here
to talk
Friday.
to somebody about that. I don't know if she has your color palette, though.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
So, you know, in 4 days is the 4th anniversary of the death of Michael Jackson.
Yes, unfortunately, but yeah, it's been a long time, surprisingly.
It's incredible. I didn't even realize it was 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I remember exactly where I was when I found out that he had gone into the hospital and eventually passed away. and it was a very sad time. I was on the bus. My best friend actually texted me and was like, "You're not gonna believe this," and you know, it was a sad moment, but at the same time, you know, 4 years later, you realize, listening to all the great stuff that he's made, how much of a musical genius he was.
Yeah, I mean, I remember too. I was coming home. Actually, I was going to a rehearsal, and a friend of mine, my coworker, texted me, and I didn't believe it. And then I went to Yahoo and I saw the news feed, and I literally screamed in the street.
Oh man!
I was the biggest Michael fan. I still am, and it was crazy because I was listening to his music in the car when I was driving, and I would just start tearing up. And even like a year later, I was tearing up, and I'm like crying for a man I didn't even know.
Right.
But it's just like he had such a profound impact on music and our culture and our lives in that way. So it still kind of shakes me up a little bit.
Yes.
It's Michael.
I remember watching all those concerts as a child and watching the girls scream and have to get carried by security. Christina, I need to know, what was your favorite Michael Jackson song?
My favorite Michael Jackson song comes on the Off the Wall soundtrack. It's I Can't Help It. I love that song.
I like that song.
I did
also.
a cover of it. A friend of mine is a recording artist, and she asked me to sing on one of her LPs.
Really?
And I did a cover, and
You got to cover the great MJ.
of course, and karaoke every time. It's gotta be something, Michael.
I never covered anything, but my favorite song is Black and White.
Black and White, really?
The video is awesome. I don't know if you remember the video.
Epic.
The video is amazing.
Was that like 1991?
Something like that.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's like 22 years ago.
Yeah, very long time, but there it is.
Oh, well, what is Dangerous your favorite album then?
Dangerous, is it my favorite album? I would say yeah, because it's more recent.
Because it's more recent.
I
You
don't
didn't like
I liked
Invincible?
all of the albums. Invincible.
Yeah, that was the one that came out like 2000 or something
Yeah.
like that.
Which song? I can't remember which song is my favorite from that album, but
Oh,
yeah.
I know.
They're all
Heaven Can
good.
Wait. Heaven Can Wait is a beautiful song.
Heaven Can Wait.
Heaven Can Wait and Butterflies.
Yes, Butterflies is probably my favorite song. off
Because
that album.
I think Floetry wrote that one, and
Yes.
it's beautiful.
The beautiful Marsha Ambrosius.
Yes, yes. And her career is blowing up. Now see, fruits. Thank you so much
Carries
for
along.
chatting with me.
Thank you, Christina.
Yay.
Have a good show.
Thank you. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back after this teaser for the next Rena Gets Lean.
Today's healthy habit to form. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. You can burn up to 10 calories per minute.
Hi. June is filled with LGBTQ pride. Yes. So Tim is here to talk with me about all the events that are happening in Pride Month. So could you know what? I didn't even know that there was an LGBTQ center in the Bronx.
Well, that's why I'm here.
So when did you guys get started?
Well, actually, last year after the Pride event, I don't know if you know that the previous Pride Center had closed. They were forced to close last year. And Peter Frank, who is actually the secretary of the board for the new LGBT center, and Apollonia Cruz, who is a drag hostess with the mostest here in the Bronx, had pretty much single-handedly put together last year's Pride event. So they got together and asked a few of us to start a group, and we incorporated, and we filed for nonprofit status, and we're here, and we're not going anywhere. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I know that you guys had a couple of events this past week or the week before, and someone went out and they didn't know what the Q meant at the end, and I had to explain. They're so used to LGBT, and then they're like, what's Q? I said, it's questioning.
yes, exactly.
And they said, oh, that totally makes sense. Why doesn't all the other groups also use the Q at the end, the question?
I don't know. I mean, we've got so many alphabet letters and LGBTQ, LMNOP, and
you're
but
right.
no, it does. We want it all inclusive, and hopefully, eventually, the Bronx LGBTQ Center will just become the center, where it will just include everybody.
Right,
We won't have to have labels. That's what I'm hoping on down the line, but.
So could you tell us a little bit about some of the events that are coming up?
Oh, sure. Actually, tonight we're having our first walking outreach where we're actually gathering at, I think it's Mullally Community Center, which is at 164th off Jerome. And we're going to be walking through the streets and handing out information on the center, as well as like in case you have problems, like a hotline that people can call if they encounter any abuse or unfortunately hate crimes have been rising these past couple of months.
Right.
So
I've been seeing that in the news a lot, especially downtown. Not so much here, but definitely downtown.
well, that's one thing that I have a concern with is that the Bronx, we never hear about it in the news.
Right.
And as far as like things happening in the Bronx, it does happen.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just, it's not reported, and that's something I want to have changed.
Which is that's why I said I didn't even know that there was a center in the Bronx, and I assumed because of the stigma that is the Bronx and because of the kind of cultures that we have that tend to be very machista and their view of the community, that it would be beneficial to have something like that, and I'm really glad to hear that you guys are open for
Well,
business.
thank you. And also one of the things that I'm really looking forward to in August is we're going to start having town hall meetings, which is basically we're going to invite the public, and anyone and everyone in the community is welcome to come in and join in. And if they have any questions about the LGBT community, about us taking up residence here, any concerns that they may have, let's talk about it. Get an open dialogue, because that's how you learn.
Have you had any experiences in those town halls, maybe somewhere else, that was negative and something that was positive that you could tell us about?
Well, we haven't had any yet, so we're having our first one, and I'm open to anything. You know, I'm ready for anything, good, bad, indifferent, whatever.
Is there going to be a parade this year?
No, unfortunately, we're not going to have a parade. However, we are going to have a Pride event. Woohoo! July 20th from 12 noon to 6 o'clock at Crotona Park.
Awesome.
Yes, and that will be our Pride event plus a health fair that's going to be occurring.
And what should we expect at this event?
Lots of music and laughter and fun and festivities, and even I will be singing.
Ooh, you sing. What do you sing?
I sing pretty much anything except Michael Jackson. I can't touch him. I just can't. And I can't believe it's been 4 years.
I know.
My God.
It's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday. Sometimes it feels
Right.
forever ago. Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Oh my goodness gracious.
But yeah, tonight we have the walking outreach here in the Bronx. And actually we're also going to be marching in the New York City Pride Parade.
Right.
So if anybody wants to join us, that's fine. Just contact our office.
And
Well, actually, we don't have an office. Let me put it that way. Contact our website.
Okay. When is the Pride Parade this year? For people who don't know.
The Pride Parade in Manhattan is June 30th, Sunday, June 30th.
And what time should people expect to be there? Because every time I try and go, it's raucous. The streets are filled.
It is 12 to 6 is the time of the march. So
get there at 6 in the morning.
yeah, right.
Oh my goodness! Oh man! I went 2 years ago with some friends of mine, and we could barely make it into the streets.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I love to march in the parade because it's just this huge crowd all the way down. It's amazing energy.
How long have you been marching in the parade?
Probably about 6 years now, 6 or 7 years.
With a particular organization or just?
No, just different ones. This is the first time that we're going to have our own at the Bronx LGBTQ Center.
What kind of response have you been getting from the Bronx community to the LGBTQ Center?
I'm telling you, it hasn't really surprised me, but it's been amazing. All these doors are opening, and one in particular that I have to mention is Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. He stated a couple months back that he was in favor of marriage equality. And ever since then, that was about the time that we started to surface publicly. And he has joined us and been by our side from that moment on. We had a joint press conference about the rise in hate crimes, and he was right there, delivered a very compassionate speech, and he's actually going to be marching with us tonight.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, in the outreach.
That's great.
So I'm very grateful to him.
It's wonderful to have elected officials that that have a really good reputation to support a really good cause like that.
Yes, and also next month in July, we're going to be co-sponsoring with Christine Quinn self-defense classes here in the Bronx as well.
That's fantastic. Yay.
So we've got like all these things happening, and we're not really expecting to have a space of our own for about a year or two. Okay. But we've had some great organizations like the Union Community Health Center and SCAN New York that have offered us temporary housing so that we can at least get some programs and some services started. So it just keeps growing and growing and growing from day to day. However, in July, our Pride event, we just found, firstly, the Parks Department tells us that we are approved for a permit.
That's good.
Well, then, a few days ago, they tell us, yeah, but you need a couple $1,000s, which we are a small organization that's just starting out. And our organization is membership-based. So if you can contact our website and join, that would be great, because each member gets a vote. So that way, the community has a say in what's happening in the center and what direction the center is going to take. The community tells us what to do, not the other way around.
Oh, that's good. That's like real democracy at work.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And it's wonderful to hear about all the other organizations helping you out, that it's not just you guys struggling on your own, that other people are opening their doors. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for the chat.
Oh, Christine, thank you. It's a pleasure. You're fab.
Thank you. For more on the Bronx LGBTQ Center, check out their blog at bronxlgbtqcenter.org. We'll be right back on Open with Riverdale Riverfest, so stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Larry Dunn, original keyboardist and musical director for Earth, Wind & Fire. And you're watching Open with Dr. Bob Lee and DJ Cool Clyde.
Gotta get that. Oh, it must be careful. Well, that's a nice picture.
Come on, Anna.
Okay.
Foreclosure doesn't affect just you. It affects your whole family, too. If you've fallen behind on your mortgage, we can help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE, because nothing is worse than doing nothing.
My name's Brandon. 9 years old, being alcoholic.
Hi, Brandon.
I'll start drinking with the older kids. And whatever they do, I'll do.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
I know it'll start with alcohol. I'm just not sure how it's gonna end.
Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? That zit is huge. Zit face. Ugly.
Riverdale is usually raring with summer events, and this year is no exception. We've got Tracy Shelton on set to discuss what's in store for this year's Riverdale Riverfest. Welcome, Tracy.
Hi, thank you.
Hi. So tell us about the Riverfest.
Well, the Riverfest is Sunday, June 30th. It's from 12 o'clock noon to 6 p.m. And it is at the College of Mount St. Vincent, which is on Riverdale Avenue, just near the Yonkers border, between the Bronx and Yonkers, 263rd Street. And it's a great event. This is our 4th one, and it's all about celebrating the river in Riverdale. and it includes boat rides, which is really our feature attraction, because you really don't get to do that much. And so to get people out on these beautiful boats on the river is just, you know, a really unique, special experience. And then we have all kinds of programming on the river. We'll have a stage right there with music and exhibits and that sort of thing. And then up higher on the field of the College of Mount St. Vincent, we have an enormous stage with live music all day and more exhibits and food, of course, and all kinds of things for children, face painting and clowns and pony rides this year, and that's new. And then we have a wonderful attraction from the Society of Creative Anachronism, where they do like medieval reenactments with these amazing costumes. And the kids just really love that too. That's always fantastic. A huge attraction. Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful event. It's one of my most favorite events that we have in Riverdale. It's a lot of fun.
And is it free for everyone, or is there entrance fee?
The admission is free. Okay. Yeah, we've kept it that way for 4 years. The boat rides, you register for those in advance, and there is a fee to pay for those. But otherwise, you can definitely come. You can walk around. Obviously, we charge for food, and we'll have some kind of suggested donation for the pony rides. Probably, we're still kind of playing with some of that stuff. We have great sponsors. We're very, very fortunate to have sponsors, because this event is a fortune to put on between everything. But it's something that we're able to keep very affordable. I mean, starting with free admission, so that anyone can come and hang out for the day, which is really an awesome experience just in and of itself.
That sounds fantastic. What kind of boats are you taking out on the river?
We have the Clearwater, which is a big ship, and we have the Meerwald, and we have another one. So it's very exciting. We're also linking up this year, which is new, with a trolley and one of the boats to an event that's happening on the same day in Yonkers called the Hudson River Expo. So that's very exciting as well. And the whole point of Riverfest, the reason we started doing it, is because in Riverdale right now we don't have access to the river. We have a little tiny small space where the public can go near the Riverdale train station, but there's actually 4 miles of possible riverfront access in Riverdale that we don't have right now for the public. So our hope is to have a greenway, which is why I brought this. This is the poster for Riverdale, for Riverdale Riverfest, and then this is the actual vision that we hope to accomplish. And we'll have a big tent at the event with an enormous rendition of this, plus we'll have a stage in that, and speakers, and a lot of footage of our plans and hopes and dreams for Riverdale to actually at some time have what we already have in Manhattan all the way up, and it sort of ends in Riverdale, which is a greenway along the river for people to walk and bike. And then, our hope also is to have some access points that are larger, where we can have programming, where we can have concerts and movies and different things like that along the river.
Along the river, that sounds wonderful.
Really has celebrate it and enjoy it.
Has this been approved, or is this still in voting stage?
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
And I think, approved is one thing. It's a dream. It's a vision. It's something we have a ton of community support for, but it's expensive. So that's the, sort of more the second point, is just trying to figure out how we're going to pay for it and get the money for it and the support from it that we need to actually make that dream a reality. But I think everyone shares, a common dream now in our community and really wants to see this happen. And that's really evidenced by Riverfest. I mean, we get thousands and thousands of people there that day enjoying and celebrating the river, and and I think that's really brought this whole idea to life for our community.
It's wonderful to see these things taking shape here in the Bronx and moving up from Manhattan and Brooklyn, and saying that we're trying to beautify and change the image, and a greenway I think would be a beautiful idea, because I know that they did that on the other side of the Bronx. They have the Greenway by Hunts Point, so to have one on the west side would also be wonderful. I love the proposed circular bridge we have over here.
Yes, I know that would be amazing, and just like a lot of fun and a great way to sort of come into the from Manhattan and then into Riverdale and into the Bronx. And it would just be, beautiful if we could have something like that, in a couple different places, so that there's good access for it, because that is one thing. We would need different access points, and we would have to think about what those would look like and be, and you would want them to be, attractive and visually appealing. So hopefully, when we do it, we can do it really right. And make it something that everyone's very proud of and enjoys.
So at which point again did you say that the Riverfest is going to be? It's going to be...
It's in the northern part, very close to Yonkers, where it says College Point on the map is where we'll be having, you know, the festival, and that's where all of the river programming will be. And that's just right at the end of the Bronx going into the Yonkers border. And then the event that we're having also on the same day, the Hudson River Expo that we're sort of connecting to via trolley and boat, will be sort of up between that Yonkers station and the Glenwood station, where I think it says, you know, Alexander Avenue and that kind of thing. It's sort of where they've done a beautiful job in Getty Square in Yonkers of, you know, with a lot of new restaurants and housing and just all kinds of stuff right on the river. It's very beautiful there, and that's a celebration of that effort as well.
I didn't realize that there was an access point to the river on our side. That's interesting. That's good to find out.
Yeah, Yonkers, Getty Square. It's beautiful, and there's a restaurant there, X2O, and they've just, you know, done a lot of things. It's like right on the river, and they've done a lot of things there.
And so Riverfest is Sunday, June 30th from noon to 6.
It is.
And you have all these endorsing organizations involved. How did everybody get involved in this?
You know, it's a 4-year effort, and, you know, and the list just grows and grows and grows every year. But, you know, right off the bat, when people started talking about having Riverfest, the first one in 2010, groups just flocked on board. They're like, it's about time. This is a great idea. And it's hard to not, you know, it's sort of hard to battle with, you know, something that's so beautiful and boat rides and all of those wonderful things. So it's just, you know, of all ages, it just really appeals to. And the organizations just flocked to it.
I mean, how could you say no to that?
I know.
Thank you so much for talking with us. For more on the Riverdale Riverfest, check out rkvcdc.org. After the break, Bobby C has the bombiest sports roundup around, so stay tuned.
Wanted a girl just like you. Such a purity. Pretty young thing.
Hello, I'm Carla Cadena. You can check out Open 2.0 at 4:30 on Fridays or on the web at www.bronxnet.org.
Hi, I'm Darren Jaime, the host of Open on Wednesdays, and we invite you to join us as we explore in the world of news, politics, and current events every Wednesday at 10 a.m. here on Open.
Hey, welcome back. We have more treat for you today. This is Bobby C. How you doing, Bobby C?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to read this. You ready for this?
This is going to be an effort in futility, I see.
A little bit, yeah. A little tired here in South Beach, but
partying hard after the Heat victory.
Definitely. It's exciting to see everybody down here celebrating, and I think without further ado, just wanted to get to our sports here this morning.
Get it.
All right, here we go. Our Friday morning sports begins right here in South Beach, where the Miami Heat celebrated 2 in a row. The fans of the Heat danced in the streets into the early morning hours. For the second straight year, our BronxNet cameras were rolling at the NBA Finals. Here's an inside look at Thursday night's Game 7.
In the end, the triumvirate of James, Wade, and Bosh outlasted San Antonio's big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili. LeBron James carried Miami to its second straight title, garnering back-to-back Finals MVP awards along the way, as the Heat topped the Spurs 95-88 in an epic Game 7 Thursday night in South Beach. James scored 37 points and grabbed 12 rebounds to headline the classic finale, and in 23 points from Wade, 14 from Mario Chalmers, and another 18 off the bench from Shane Battier, who connected on 6 timely threes, and the Heat, who led by 2 at the half and 1 at the end of 3, managed just enough over the final half to close the series. The first team to win 2 straight in the finals in the 7-game thriller.
This was our path this year. For whatever reason, we had to go 2 series, 7 games, but we showed a lot of character. When people thought we were down and out, we stuck together, we stuck with each other, and we stayed with it.
Always discount Miami. We never get any love, any respect. But I think when you look back on Miami sports, you'll say that this Miami Heat team during this era, we left our mark.
San Antonio Spurs has always been a top competitor, and to go against someone like that, with that many Hall of Famers on that team, it was fun.
Incredible run, and to do back-to-back, to be in the finals 3 years in a row, it's just a tremendous achievement by these guys.
The post-game celebration was legendary, and the 2013 installment of the finals was heralded by 2 Miami legends of past glory.
No other, man. Not a better feeling in the world in sports than winning it all, especially when you sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears. So proud of these guys. These guys are amazing.
This is what it's all about, hard work, and they come out and they play hard, and it shows out there on the court.
Go ahead, Bob.
Every series, Christina, is often defined by one game. Although the finals did go 7, it was Game 6 that will leave a lasting impression. San Antonio was a whisker away from winning it all 2 nights earlier, but the Miami Heat had different plans. Let's take a flashback on game number 6.
A frantic fourth-quarter rally paved the way for an overtime victory in a Game 6 to never forget. Trailing by 5 with 28 seconds left in regulation and down by double figures throughout the second half, the Miami Heat forced a Game 7 in the NBA Finals Tuesday night in a 103-100 OT thriller. LeBron James hit a three-pointer, and Ray Allen tied it with another 3 with 5.2 seconds remaining in regulation. James finished with 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists, scoring the go-ahead basket with 1:43 left in the extra frame.
A game like this, Game 6, our backs against the wall. They leading with a minute left, up to 6. What more can you ask for if you're a fan?
It didn't feel very good. I don't know if that was the impetus to make some plays, but it never feels good. So I'm glad they got off the court.
The Heat was motivated by the possible Spurs celebration as the finals trophy hit the floor. The San Antonio Spurs didn't make any excuses in the post-game locker room.
Yeah, this is one you just got to get out of your mind. I'm pretty sure everybody will think about it tonight, but when we wake up Wednesday, wake up tomorrow, we gotta get rid of this one, get it out of our mind, focus on Game 3. That's it. Number one. It's the number one and only goal right now. Only thing we're thinking about is Thursday.
Not really, but tomorrow, we're gonna regroup and get back at it on Thursday.
Go ahead, Bob.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals was watched around the world in staggering numbers. It marked the final NBA Finals that Commissioner David Stern, who is set to retire, presided over, and it also may have silenced many LeBron and Heat haters, as the two have proven capable of rising to any challenge. The Heat have gone to 3 straight finals, won 2 championships in a row, and feature the game's brightest superstar, James, in the prime of his career. More on King James in the C-list. Back home in the Bronx, the Yankees played the 3rd game of a 9-game homestand Thursday night at the Big Ballpark. Pinstripers welcomed the Tampa Rays for the first of a 4-game set, but fell 8-3 to their AL East rivals. Evan Longoria was the star of the night for Tampa, smashing 2 home runs. And will try and get back on track this weekend, which will also include Sunday's 67th annual Old-Timers Day. Ceremonies begin at 11:15 a.m. at the stadium and will then be followed by the Yanks and Rays. The start of this homestand was highly anticipated, with the Yankees welcoming the LA Dodgers. Rain postponed the action until Wednesday, where the Bombers held a day-night doubleheader and split the 2 games with the Dodgers. It was the first time that LA came to the Bronx since the 1981 World Series, and it also marked the first time for Dodgers skipper and Yankee legend Don Mattingly, who returned to great fanfare. Here's Donnie Baseball on being back in the Bronx.
It means a lot. It's always been part of, I played my whole career here. So obviously a good feeling to people appreciate the way he played and acted, I guess, or whatever, but, it's a good feeling. I like this rivalry. I think it's nice because of Brooklyn and everything. It seems like it's a natural rivalry. It seems like this should be more of an interleague. This is kind of a good interleague game because of the cities, us coming from Brooklyn and in the history of the team. So this is a nice rivalry. It'd be nice to get one started, really.
It's all you.
Great to see Mattingly back in New York. Dodger rookie phenom Yasiel Puig stole the show on the field, but the Bombers managed to split with the Dodgers, who, like the Yankees, have seen their share of injuries to this season. Mark Teixeira's wrist has him back on the DL, and Kevin Youkilis is now lost for 10 to 12 weeks after back surgery. The Yankee lineup and their bats haven't been all that impressive of late, but we can always count on the Bombers for hitting home runs off the field. And if history shows us anything, the Yanks will be just fine as the season progresses and everyone slowly returns to the lineup. As for giving back to the community, we check in on the latest with Ray Negron.
Ray Negron knows all about Yankee miracles. Today, in addition to working with the Bronx Bombers, Negron shares his story in written word as an author. He joined the Bronx Chamber of Commerce and the New York Yankees Wednesday in visiting PS 307 in the Kingsbridge section of the Bronx, where the children of the school learned of his tale and received copies of his book.
Today is just what we do. We go to all the schools around the city, especially the Bronx, and show the kids that, we haven't forgotten about them and that we have hope for them.
This event is extremely important. I want our children to have positive role models, and we want to show the children that preparation is important for fulfilling their dreams. And we want to accentuate to them how important education is in preparing them for the future.
It's a lot of excitement for them because, a little school like ours, to have somebody come from the Yankees, they were very excited. They asked if they could wear shirts and their hats, and they were very excited. They wanted to make sure they got autographs, and, it's a big thing for them.
The day wouldn't be complete without a Yankee miracle, too. Negron presented 2 genuine World Series rings to 2 lucky young contest winners.
It feels great because it's the first ever ring that I got that's famous.
I believe in the Bronx. I believe that there's a lot of wonderful talent here. Some of the greatest stars in the world come from the Bronx. Burt Lancaster, Tony Curtis, you name it. It goes on and on. So I believe in the Bronx. Dreams do come true. Go for it. Shoot for the stars.
Go ahead, Bob.
Awesome story there. Christina gets my nod for Bronx Story of the Week. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The Mets prevailed 4-3 in Atlanta Thursday night, backed by 2 dingers from Captain David Wright. The Mets are now off to Philadelphia for 3 this weekend. Sad news from the world of entertainment this week with the passing of actor James Gandolfini, known to more as Tony Soprano. James was an avid Jets fan and will be missed both in sports and in the world of entertainment. Early returns from Jets minicamp point to a strong possibility that Mark Sanchez will be back under center this season. At Giants camp, Hakeem Nicks apologized to the team for missing OTAs and not being cooperative during workouts of late. And the shocking story of the week is headlined by New England Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez, who Massachusetts State Police issued a warrant for on Friday. He is being investigated in conjunction with a homicide investigation. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for some rapid reaction on King James and Miami's latest crown. New Yorkers like those in Cleveland will likely never forget the decision the night LeBron James passed on his hometown and some other main marks for a chance to unite with D. Wade and Bosh in South Beach. LeBron has been a marked man ever since. But it's time to give credit where credit is due. It actually was time last June when James and the Heat showed how dominant they could be. I think James and company were even better this year, and I truly believe that James is a once-in-a-generation marvel. It's time to get over the decision and celebrate King James for what he is, the best player in the game. Now, the scary thing is he keeps improving the parts of his game that were weak. He's getting better and better, and there's really no telling how great his legacy will be until he writes the rest of it. Haters beware. There's a dynasty on the horizon in Miami, and the King is at the center of it all. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Back to the studio and beautiful host Christina Pagan, who loves to make faces every week and throw me off my game. Off my game.
You're going to call me out like that, Bob?
I'm going to call you out, yes. I'm working on 2 hours sleep. I don't know if people can see it at home, but I have my my BronxNet Bronx Strong shirt on. There we go.
There you go. Bronx Strong.
Very happy there. Bronx Strong here in South Beach. And then I have the, I think this is going to go on eBay here, Christina. I have my shirt from last night, which is soaked in champagne from the locker room. So, locker room shirt, eBay. I'm going to start the bid at 99 cents. What do you think?
I think you got it. I think I
think I got it. So, doing a great job. You look great as always. And Skype is pretty good.
I'll see you next week, Bobby.
Till next time.
All right. Thanks so much. Well, that was a wonderful chat with Bobby C. We'll be back with more Open. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Ruben Diaz Jr. I'm not just the Bronx Borough President, but I'm a father and an uncle. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for men and fathers to be a part of their children's lives. Let me talk to you about a program that's come out of my office, the Bronx Fathers Taking Action Committee, which is a committee of Bronx fathers and men formed to help uplift the institution of fatherhood while responsibly respecting the privilege of being a dad. Our mission statement is to engage, empower, educate, and encourage fathers, grandfathers, and uncles of all ages by providing them with the resources and help that they need in order to build new relationships with the leaders in our community. Ultimately, this initiative will help reinforce Bronx men as positive role models. So, I just want to take the time out to encourage fathers, grandfathers, uncles, men of all corners of the Bronx to take an important role in the lives of the children in your families and in our community, and also to get involved in this uplifting committee.
Good job, Theo.
Thank you.
Let's start it again, Theo.
All right.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
If you want hot topics, current news, fashion advice, and humor included, then Open 2.0 is a show for you. We've got it all. So tune in every Friday at 4:30 p.m.
Welcome back. We have one more treat for you today. Of course, it's the Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Our Open artist may be familiar to longtime Open viewers as part of a duo, but now he's striking out on his own. Please welcome back to the Open stage, Jay Alva.
Hello, how you doing today? BronxNet, good morning. And let's do this. There we go.
Sepa que esta canción viene desde lo más profundo de mi alma. ¿Por qué le haces esto a mi corazón? Si él no te hace daño, solo te da amor. Te vas, te vas, te vas sin decir adiós. No sabes cuánto me hiere. Recuerda todas esas noches de pasión, cuando tú me decías que yo era tu amor. Mirando las estrellas éramos tú y yo. No sabes cuánto me hiere. Y ahora que tú no estás, yo no sé qué voy a hacer. Las horas son eternas desde que no estás aquí. Si ese amor no te hace feliz, aquí te voy a esperar. Y aunque pase mucho tiempo, tú serás mi primer amor.
Here we go, here we go. Good morning to all my BronxNet viewers. It's your boy J Alba, let's go. Para todos mis latinos que me están siguiendo, ya saben la voz inconfundible de J Alba, let's go. Ahí estamos, una bachatica para mi gente tempranito en la mañana. Let's go, let's go.
Y ahora que tú no estás, yo no sé qué voy a hacer. Las horas son eternas desde que no estás aquí. Si ese amor no te hace feliz, aquí te voy a esperar. Y aunque pase mucho tiempo, tú serás mi primer amor. Siempre te tendré en mi mente, por eso te escribí esta canción. Sigo esperando amor, regresa por favor. Siente mi dolor, apiádate de mí. Si él no te hace daño, solo te da amor. Te vas sin decir adiós. No sabes cuánto me hieres.
J Alba. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello. Thank you very much. Yes.
So, why are you striking out on your own now?
Yes. I actually, a lot of projects, we actually had a meeting with a record label, and when you're in the music industry, sometimes you have to take unexpected turns. You never know what's going to happen. I'm actually, I'll join Paja Music on stage. I'll join Paja Music on stage with me. Like I said, we spoke to a label. The label kind of saw me more as a solo artist. So, you know, everything is in great terms. All the contracts were set. So I'm striking out alone with this new bachata single. It actually, I can tell you guys, we just got news from our people that it actually got on the Latin charts as of yesterday.
Fantastic.
So it's out on the Breakout Music. But it's up with some really big names. Like, I'm very excited at the moment because, honestly, you know, starting this as an artist, you go through so much struggle. And at the beginning, it's so hard. But so all my artists out there, it's real hard at the beginning. But once you know and you stick true to your dream and your passion, it's going to come to you. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication. But just keep fighting, you know?
That's fantastic work. So tell me a little bit about this lovely lady we have here.
Well, my name is Paja Music.
Exactly.
I just flew in from Puerto Rico, Nasalango, about 2 months ago. So I'm here just looking for the music venues over here. Amazing. I met this amazing artist, J Alba. Talentoso, que le sobra, ¿verdad? And I'm just here basically supporting. I see ambition in this young man and loving the movement. So we have this big movement that is coming up that is called the Bang Bang Tour. So we're, you know, getting it all coordinated now. So, you know, explain to the audience about the Bang Bang Tour.
We actually, again, like I'm privileged to work with this woman as well. She is very talented, and since we met the first day, we didn't even say hi. We said, so when are we recording together? So we actually we have a single called Bang Bang, and we're actually working with a big production to actually get the Bang Bang tour initiated, and it's going to be amazing. Also, I wanted to talk to you guys about, there's our designer. He's the Jules that designs everything for us as well.
Amazing designer.
There's Orlando Promotions from Dominican Republic. I just got in contact with them. I'm actually crossing over there due to the bachata being on the breakout music charts. In a couple of weeks, I should be out in Dominican Republic doing a television and radio tour.
Fantastic.
So applause to that. I'm really happy. I'm getting to show who Jay Alva is more now. I guess that's what I was lacking a little bit being in the duel, but I'm new. I'm brand new. I got new music. I got a music video we're actually going to have the pleasure to watching at the end of the show as well. So there's a lot going on, and I also, I contacted BronxNet as well because I felt like I started here. This was the last time I was here was my first interview, and now since I'm coming out brand new, I want to do it all over again. Thank you so much to the BronxNet family for having me here as well.
Of course, you're coming full circle.
Yes,
it's wonderful to hear that you're growing. So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Very much.
Oh, well, let them know before we, wrap it up. Let them know about June 30th. We're doing the Pride Festival. We will be there performing.
Fantastic.
Yes, it's going to be exclusive. So, I hope to see all of you people, beautiful people there. Let's have a great time for Pride Fest. So June 30th, see you guys there. Stage time 2:45.
Yes.
And on what location?
Location is the Village in Manhattan.
Yeah, but is there a specific stage area? Do you know the cross streets at all?
I mean, that one is. We're gonna have to Google that. Google the Pride Fest June 30th, and I'm sure you guys are gonna get the location information. But it's gonna be the Village. I mean, everyone from Manhattan should know where it's at.
Exactly.
Just Google it. Sure you guys would find out.
The all-powerful Google will bring us home.
Yes,
of course.
Amazing Google.
For more on Jay Alva and his new music, follow him on Twitter at the new Jay Alva. And that is our show today. Thanks to all our guests and viewers. If you missed any part of the show, catch the recable cast throughout the weekend here on BronxNet. Once again, I'm Cristina Pagan, and from all of us here, have a great weekend.
Goodbye. Thank you.
wanna be in your heart, be the energy of your soul. Light, all you can see what is wrong and what is right.
Cuidado, que vengo de lado, porque mi escudo lo traigo colgado. No me digas nada, muéstrame respeto. De otra forma los traigo bien puesto. Daré el alma para protegerla. Vamos con calma, que nadie nos gana. Y si se atraviesan, les pongo 3 piezas. Pum, pa, pa.
Quiéreme, bésame, bésame, deja que te haga sentir. Hold me, baby, just hold me, show me, let you know me. Quiéreme, bésame, bésame, deja que te haga sentir. Hold me, baby, just hold me, show me, let you love me.
And this is the forbidden truth. In each of us, 2 natures are at war, the good and the evil. All our lives, the fight goes on between them, and one of them must conquer. In this story, I will not let evil exist. I will continue as a good man, no matter what happens or is in my destiny.
Siento que no puedo respirar. Me duele el corazón. Quiero que sepa que esta canción viene desde lo más profundo de mi alma. ¿Por qué le haces esto a mi corazón? Si él no te hace daño, solo te da amor. Te vas sin decir adiós. No sabes cuánto me hieres. Recuerda todas esas noches de pasión, cuando tú me decías que yo era tu amor. Mirando las estrellas éramos tú y yo. No sabes cuánto me duele. Y ahora que tú no estás, yo no sé a qué voy a hacer. Las horas son eternas desde que ya no estás aquí. Si ese amor no te hace feliz, aquí te voy a... Baila, chiquita, baila.
Y para el incomparable sonido Arcángel de Noé y Nay Corona.
Y ahora que tú no estás, yo no sé a qué voy a hacer. Las horas son...
Ten, 9, 8, 6.